Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Maybe you are familiar, maybe you are not familiar with the three senior advisors of the Defense Secretary of the United States of America, Pete Hegseth. Well, those three people were fired, or at least they were put on leave, escorted out of the building. Well, I'm not here, or this video is not meant to discuss what happened, how they leaked, how they didn't leak, what they did. My point is to see who those advisors were. And by pointing out who they are, I'm going to go to the US White House staff, Chief of Staffs, and I will go to the Secretary of State staff, and we will discuss how come we can create a pattern. Who are these people? Loyal. How do you make a rule? You make a rule by observing, right? Empirically observing what's going on. If you study, then you take notes, you memorize it, you put together, make the connection between whatever is going on over there, and you make a pattern. And if that pattern, you come with a principle, if that principle applies, you can make a rule. You say, okay, the rule is, if I drop this down, that probably is going to go like that. If I just release it, it's going to go down. But you do it by trying different objects to see if they fall when you do it. And they do. I'm trying not to create a pattern. I'm just trying you to create a pattern. I'm just going to give you names. I'm going to give you they're all of a certain kind of belonging to a certain kind of group, which is just fine. But my question is, why that group and not other group? I would like to put this group in the context of the group of the Romanians living in America. Or I know, Hungarians. All right? What am I talking about? Let's start first with an article that tells us that some person, official, was placed on leave. Right here. From Sputnik. This is, I was waiting. That's why this is from the 16th of April 2025. Pentagon official placed on administrative leave amid leak investigation. I said, oh wow, who's that? And then I saw the name. And when I saw not the first name, the second, the last name, I said, oh, okay. I know who that is. Do you know who that might be? Just by the name. And then I had to see the face and look deeper. So, DARIN SELNICK, the Pentagon's Deputy Chief of Staff, has been placed under administrative leave as part of an investigation into potential information leaks, a European newspaper reported on Wednesday, citing a defense officials. All right, so let's see who this SELNICK is. And I got him from, where are you, SELNICK? Right here, SELNICK, DARIN SELNICK. This is an official from the US Department of Defense. So I said, Mr. DARIN SELNICK is the Deputy Chief of Staff. Previously, he performed the duties of Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. So he was a very important person. Now, the face, again, with a name for me. I know I'm a bad guy. But then you don't find him on Wikipedia, which I usually go to see early life. And I went and I read everything very neatly. And what I needed to see is right underneath my head, right there. And I'm going to reveal it right now. So this revealed exactly what I knew. Mr. SELNICK is a retired Air Force officer who attained the rank of captain. He lives with his life in California. He had volunteers his time as a board member of the West Los Angeles Veterans Home. So he volunteered his time. As a board member of the West Los Angeles Veterans Home Support Foundation, he is the member of the American Legion, AMVETS, Jewish War Veterans, and the Air Force Association. What? What's that? So for me, that cleared the air. What I already knew. It's okay. Remember, I don't know what that would be over the Jewish War Veterans. That means what kind of Jewish war? So anyway, you got my hint. No problem. Now let's go to today's article. And this is from Associated Press. 3 Hegseth aides ousted in leak investigation decry baseless attacks. Now, remember this guy right here? I'm going to show you more about this, and maybe that's why the media are trying to defend these guys. Something unheard of, defending the Trump administration. But this is Associated Press. And we find out 3 more names. 3 former senior advisors to Defense Secretary Pete decried on Saturday what he called "we don't care." Now, we have Dan Caldwell and Colin Carroll. And then we got Secretary Stephen Feinberg. I checked all these guys. I couldn't find what I wanted, but I found, again, by the name. Remember, we have 2 already. Okay? We got the other one, SELNICK, and DARIN SELNICK. So we got 2 out of 4 here. All right, let's see what's going on over here. So we're gonna find Mr. Fine. We already know who DARIN is, correct? Correct. So let's go to the other one, DARIN, right here. No, DARIN, Feinberg. So Feinberg, obviously, he's just an American businessman and investor. So he is the 36th United States Deputy Secretary of Defense. And we find out that he's just born in a Jewish family. He just happens to be there. Okay, no problem. And this guy is a veteran of the Jewish war. Nothing wrong with that. Don't make any connections. I don't want you to connect any dots here. Don't stereotype on anything like that. But again, how many Romanians are over there? How many, let's say, Hungarians? Serbs? Why only this? And I'm not done. I'm going to show you more. Here we have this guy, Howard Lutnick. Again, the name, and then you got the face. And we have this guy, and he just happens to be, again, right there, Paparaka, Long Island, when you see Long Island, and you see that he's a Jewish descent. But he is what? United States Secretary of Commerce. Money, commerce. Okay, these guys are in defense, 1 and 2, and the other one is in commerce. Okay, no problem. And then we go to this guy right here. You know who this guy is, Steve Witkoff? He's the so-called, all right, Middle East Special Envoy. But this guy in Middle East, he deals with Ukraine and Putin, Russia. Neither Russia nor Ukraine are in the Middle East. And we go down there, and he's also, Jewish. None of these are Romanians, just so you know. Okay, so this guy makes the foreign policy, or at least is involved in. He saw Putin twice, and is going to see him 3 times, the 3rd time in the near future. He's they call it here, United States Special Envoy to the Middle East, but he deals with Putin. Okay, no problem. And Zelensky, Stein. So this is foreign policy. This is commerce. This is, defense. This is defense. And I'm not done. Right here, we got Antony Blinken. He's the previous Secretary of State of the United States of America. And he's also, from the same group, which is, again, it's just fine right here. We got this survivor, is right there, Hungarian, his maternal grandparents. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I'm just 2 Jewish parents. Again, this is the foreign policy together with Witkoff, who's going to be pretty soon the Secretary of State of the United States of America. And then we got the White House. Let's go to the White House. So you got so far defense, and you got here economy, commerce. Remember before this guy in the United States of America's, what's her name? That person who did not even know how to talk, unlike me, who I'm very fluent, as you can tell. Of what's her name? Let me just find her. Remember Janet Yellen? This was the previous United States Secretary of Treasury. So we got Treasury, right? We got, what's his name? Howard, who is the commerce. We got the 1 and 2, which is defense. Then we got the foreign policy 1, and we got Witkoff 2, and I'm not done. We're going to go to the White House. Jeff Zients. Have you ever heard about this guy? Have you ever heard? Right, that he was the 31st White House Chief of Staff. He was from 2023 to 2025. Who was before this guy? Again, he's right here. Right here. Oh, not there, but right there. Okay? No problem with that. Let's go to this one, who's the last one. Before him, it was this guy right here. Ron Klain. This is the 30th at the White House. And again, if you look right here, Klain is Jewish. So we got defense, We got economy. Where are you? She was such a baboon. What's her name? I always have a problem finding her name. What's her name? Yellen. Right there. We got here Secretary of Treasury and Secretary of Economy. Where is he? Howard. Right there. Of Commerce. Then we got Witkoff, he's the diplomat, the US diplomat, together with Antony Blinken. And then we got the people in the White House Chief of Staff, Mr. Klain, and we got Mr. Zients. Rest my case. How many Romanians do you find in the same positions ever in America? How many Hungarians ever? Now, you cannot stereotype. You cannot say a group is better than another group. Remember, you cannot. Now that is racist and xenophobe and all that. No, you're not flexible, tolerant, and loving. Therefore, it must be something else. What do you think it is? Abilities? How many, black chief of staffs have you heard? How many, let's say, Secretary of State, black Secretary of States? It was just what? Who? What? I'm listening. And not only go to the with the money, with the commerce, and with the, I always forget this Yellen's thing, Treasury. Give me. Oh, you want to go deeper? Go to the Federal Reserve and check it out. Now, everything I said, I'm not implying anything. I'm just asking some questions. Not like Douglas Murray, who's an imbecile. I just figured it out about 2 years ago, actually years and a half ago, when the garbage in Israel started in October 7th. He's just... All right, I'm asking questions, and you can blame me, but the fact you're blaming is not going to change the reality. Everything that I said here is true. How come? Do you think they maybe, and that's, I know, it's just a question. People maybe are connected, maybe they communicate, they pull one another, because you don't see any other group. And I'm not talking about, I don't know, the English, you find, oh, he's Irish or he's English. That's more than 3% of the population, okay? Therefore, you got 3% of the population in all these areas, way overrepresented. You don't believe me? Go and check out the US Congress. Please do that. Do that. Don't believe me. Go and see how many senators. There are 100 and it's 3%. Well, I mean, that's election. Okay, that's election. Everything I mentioned is not election, is appointment or abilities. Is that group more able than others? You can't say that. Can you? If you say that, then you're going to be called names for good reasons. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.